1, 2, 3. You've been packing your bags for the 10th time. You've been up on the roof again. So you're biding your time. I'm sorry, it's coming anyway now. Oh, left behind by the mothership, there are only real friends. Well, we arranged the songs together. Like, we spend a lot of time in the studio, just figuring out the arrangements of the songs. But they're normally, it's something that comes pretty natural. What happens when it's part. I mean, that's just part of the songwriting, and it's not like we fight over the instruments. Even if you wake up in a town where everyone will kick and scream, come to the same conclusion every time. Time to realize you were never on the team. There was always a question hanging over you in a haunted balloon with a rusty lamp looking over your shoulder and said to the sand. I think we're all kind of finding, just kind of digging a bit deeper in our record collections at the moment.
I think it's a case of sort of, digging into older stuff. I'm for one not very good at picking up new bands, like modern bands. Maybe it's because I don't pay much attention. So I've been listening to a lot of like Fleetwood Mac and ELO, and a bit of like Rolling Stones, and even a bit of Elton John. Inside you'll always feel the same, even when you wake up. Even if you wake up in a town where everyone will kick and scream and come to the same conclusion every time. Time to realize you were never on the team. There was always a question hanging over you in a haunted balloon with a rusty lamp looking over your shoulder and said to the sand. But the XX, they're a great new band, and I found them, and I think it's just through playing with these bands we find out about them, because I'm not sure that we're all avid readers of like music blogs and magazines, but
I used to be. Last year I was, last year I was much more kind of, I was reading blogs and constantly listening to new bands, and I think it has to do with London as well. It's really, people are just constantly looking for what's new, what's the newest thing, and who can be first with picking it up, who can be first with blogging about it, and that. And I got a little bit tired of that, so I tried to sort of shield myself a little bit by listening to things a year later. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if a band is still around a year later, that means that they're actually worth listening to, because there's constantly 1,000 bands just, who are like named after a Sonic Youth song and have like, reverb drenched guitars. There's so many of them around. So. Drive the same way, drive the same way, drive the same way, journey on to your side. Drive the same way, drive the same way, drive the same way, journey on to your side. Drive the same way, drive the same way, drive the same way, journey on to your side. Drive the same way, drive the same way, drive the same way, time to run hard again. Say the same shape, say the same shape, say the same shape. quite a lot of contact and correspondence with people already, so they're not this like weird, mysterious mass out there. So we I don't know.
You can ask them if they stood on Ulster when it was frozen in February.
Did they stand on Ulster when it was frozen in September? February. I don't know what that means. That's what Amos wants to know. It's a river. Oh, yeah. Well, in case you don't know, it's a river.
Ja, da bin ich gewesen.
Nein, leider nicht.
Nein, waren wir nicht. Leider nicht.
Und als wir hingehen wollten, da ist es schon angetaut. Und dann haben wir uns nicht mehr getraut.
Sie nicht, ich wollte, aber sie nicht. Ja.
War ich. Ja, habe ich Amos empfohlen, dass er da hingehen soll.
Was man da so macht im Winter. Man geht auf eine zugefrorene Alster. Ja.
Oh, I remember now. We were down there. We looked at it. You stood on it. Yeah, I didn't.
Is Rough Trade Records, RUFF, on this street? Is that affiliated in any way with Rough Trade Records in London?
Das ist ja eine fiese Frage. Ich tippe mal auf Nein.
Cool, hier gibt's einen Rough Trade Records.
Könnte man vom Namen fast schließen, ja, aber ich wusste gar nicht, dass es Rough Trade hier in Hamburg gibt.
Why wasn't it open at 2:10 when I went there today?
Habt ihr Fragen zu Pearl Jam? Ich kann alles zu Pearl Jam.
Everywhere was closed where we tried to go. I went to the Beatles Museum though. That wasn't closed. Yeah, I did enjoy it. It's especially interesting. The early years are especially interesting because they have all this information about Hamburg and how they lived and what they did, the people they saw. So I got a card from the Star Club. So has anyone's parents been to the Star Club? That's a good question. Or anyone, maybe there are some people who went there.
Mein Vater vielleicht, aber ich glaube, also erzählt haben sie davon nicht, nein.
Definitiv nicht. Meine Eltern sind Ossis. Die konnten nicht.
Meine Eltern haben keinen Musikgeschmack, die konnten auch nicht.
Nee, weil es den Star Club gab, waren meine Eltern hinter der Mauer. Die konnten also nicht in Star Club.
Say the same start time, like all again.